It's a year and a half into I-45 North Houston Highway Improvement Project construction, and crews are out there getting things done. Segment 3B1 is the large flood mitigation project occurring in East Downtown. The new detention pond just south of Buffalo Bayou is taking shape. Crews have begun placing concrete on the sides of the pond, which will be able to hold nearly 76 million gallons of stormwater once it is finished. That's enough to fill 120 Olympic-sized swimming pools. The pond will gradually release that water into Buffalo Bayou. 12-foot by 6-foot storm sewer boxes have been installed just south of the detention pond between Commerce and Canal Streets. Excavators moved them down one by one and placed them into the ground. Farther south, crews have finished installing 8-foot diameter storm sewer pipes under St. Emmanuel Street between Jefferson and McElhaney Streets. That's a run of about 1,800 feet. Since each of these pipes weighs 16 tons, cranes have to lift them up and lower them into the ground, where crews guide the pipes into place. All of these boxes and pipes will help move stormwater north underneath St. Emmanuel Street, draining water into the detention pond during heavy rain events. TxDOT is also preparing this segment for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Fans coming to Houston for the games are expected to visit East Downtown for the Fan Fest activities. Because of this, Segment 3B1 construction will be paused from June 1st to August 1st, 2026. Right now, crews are working to clean up and open roadways and pedestrian realms for safe public access, fill and level open trenches, and temporarily restore sidewalks and shared use paths previously under construction. The TxDOT Houston District is also making improvements in preparation for the big event. This includes planting trees along corridors to both main airports and event destinations. This graphic shows you in green where the tree planting will occur. Southern magnolia, cedar elm, and live oak are just a few of the tree varieties to be planted. TxDOT is also washing and painting concrete freeway barriers along corridors to both main airports and event destinations. This work is done at nighttime to minimize impacts to traffic. This graphic shows you in several colors where the washing and painting is occurring. It includes the entire I-610 loop. And don't forget about the arch bridges along I-69 west of downtown Houston, which now have soccer balls painted at each end. Not far from Segment 3B1 is Segment 3B2. Here, the contractor has completed installing 12-foot by 12-foot storm sewer boxes underneath Hamilton Street, between Clay Street and St. Joseph Parkway. Also in this segment, the contractor is working to complete the pump station at the corner of Jefferson and Chartres Streets. The pump station will take in stormwater from the I-69 I-45 main lanes, which will be built below street level. It will then move that water up into the drainage system being constructed underneath St. Emmanuel. All of this work has a common goal, and that is to improve flood mitigation. Here's a summary of the I-45 project construction that crews have completed in segments 3B1 and 3B2. It includes the installation of storm sewer pipes underneath Cleburne Street at State Highway 288, 8-foot diameter storm sewer pipes at I-69 and McGowan Street, 8-foot diameter storm sewer pipes underneath St. Emmanuel from Jefferson to McElhaney Streets, 12-foot by 12-foot storm sewer boxes underneath Hamilton from Clay Street to St. Joseph Parkway, 7-foot diameter storm sewer pipes underneath St. Emmanuel at Texas Avenue, 12-foot by 12-foot storm sewer boxes on Runnell Street near the detention pond. And in Segment 3B1, St. Emmanuel Street is in its final configuration between St. Joseph Parkway and Gray Street. This includes the roadway lanes, sidewalk, sod, and ADA-compliant ramps at intersections. Let's talk now about some important work set to start soon on Segment 3B2. This is the total closure of Alabama Street between St. Emmanuel and Chenevert Streets, which will last from late April 2026 through February 2027. This closure is necessary to demolish and reconstruct the Alabama Street Bridge over the I-69 main lanes. Because Alabama is an important connection between Midtown and the 3rd Ward, TxDOT has placed door hangers in the impacted area, alerting residents and businesses to the closure. Area elected officials and community leaders have also been notified, and TxDOT is ready to answer any and all questions concerning the closure. There is much more for crews to complete on Segment 3B2, and here's a graphic to lay it out. We've discussed the pump station and Cleburne Street work, which are drainage projects. They make up Phase 1. The Alabama Street Bridge closure is in Phase 2. This phase also includes starting construction on the I-69 southbound frontage road, otherwise known as Hamilton Street, and removing the existing McGowan Street and 2M Street bridges over I-69 and State Highway 288. Phase 3 will have the contractor reconstruct the SH 288 northbound to I-69 northbound connector, reconfigure the street network north of I-69 between Holman and Elgin Streets, and begin construction of northbound and southbound I-69 connections to SH 288. Phase 4 is construction of the I-69 and SH 288 main lanes from south to north. In Phase 5, crews will reconstruct the McGowan, 2M, and Elgin bridges. The bridges will be arch bridges, connecting community hubs such as Emancipation Park and Houston City College Central Campus. In Phase 6, the contractor will finish construction of the I-69 southbound frontage road, which is otherwise known as Hamilton Street. And finally, in Phase 7, work will be completed on the I-69 northbound frontage road, which is otherwise known as Charcher Street. This construction sequencing concept, as shown, is preliminary and subject to change, and Segment 3B2 work is anticipated to last approximately 8 years. We need to stress that TxDOT is committed to keeping the public informed about construction at every stage. This is done through a project-specific website, newsletters, an I-45 Ombudsman email box, and public information officers who can meet with the public to discuss the project. Thank you for your interest in the I-45 NHHIP.